You know, as I'm sitting here driving down the road, I was listening to somebody on the radio, and he was talking about it being the end times, and it seems as though, it's some vacant seats, and nobody seems to be getting a point across to the people that God is trying to pull in. And my pastor the other day spoke of the strength of God rather than the strength of man. And how sometimes we might look at the power of man or our own power and I guess measure it with God's power, or measure it with God has told us to do, or what we cannot see visibly that's happening in the world just with our own naked eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for the longest, like, this been on my spirit, man, because I've been looking at this world, like how we live in this world and stuff like that, and we try to measure things that's happening in the world by what we can understand or what we're able to see, rather than just by God's power alone. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, if we as believers, we really say we believe in God, right? We really say we believe in his power. We believe in the will of God. Do we think like that some of the things that, or some of the people, or some of the ways we feel like we should be able to see our work manifest that we say we're doing for God, and if we don't see that work physically manifest in other people, or we don't see them act or go a certain way, the way that we think they should go, do we really think that if God wants to pull them in, that it's not going to happen unless it's by us and through us? I'm not saying that to say don't do the will of God and don't try to reach out to people and don't try to talk to people and just be nonchalant about your purpose and your calling in life. All I'm saying is, if you are doing what God has told you to do in this earth at the time you're supposed to do it, do we not think that the power of God won't reach those people that it's supposed to reach? Do we not think that the power of God is not pulling the people in and convicting people how he wants to convict them? Do we have to actually witness and see our work manifest in other people, or can we just trust that God is in order and is in charge, and it's an order to everything, and what he wants done shall be done? It's going to come to pass. And I think sometimes we get complacent, or we get caught up in, oh, why is it not happening? Why can I not see that it's supposed to happen? Or I said that wrong. Why can I not see that it's happening for other people? How do we know what's happening? How do we know truly what's happening for other people? How do we know what they're doing in their secret place? How do we know? You know what I'm saying? And for those of us who want to measure people by the works that we see them do, some people out here doing some good works in your face and doing some evilness behind your back, or doing a lot of sin behind your back, but they smiling and worshiping God right along with you. Whereas the people that come in the church or come in and are maybe more mysterious by not being so vocal, are the very people that go into that secret place and believe in God and got that faith, or that reliance on God that you desire to see. So I said that to say, man, like, is it really for our gratification, or is it for the glory of the Lord? Like, that we do these things, like do I have to come in a certain way for you to see, or for you to be okay with knowing that I believe in God? Or is it just okay for you to do the will of God without seeing it happen physically in the earth? Not to say that we can't wait on miracles and look for miracles from God. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is, sometimes what you're doing in the earth won't be actually visible to you. You know what I'm saying? But God sees what is going on. God sees what that person is doing. God sees how he can go and rearrange and change that person's mindset and things like that. Sometimes through your word, sometimes through experiences, sometimes through other acts and things like that in this world. And sometimes, we not meant to reach certain people. You know what I'm saying? And some people we not even called over. And I think sometimes that's how we being misled in the church, because we go to these big churches and different places and we try to wedge ourselves into a place that we don't even supposed to be. And then we find ourselves starving because we're all trying to do this thing like everybody else is trying to do it. When God created us as individuals in one body, inside of one body. So I say that to say, man, like, sometimes we just gotta let go and let God. And that just means you don't have to see what God is doing. God see what he's doing. And regardless of whether you can see it physically or not, just believe that he's doing what he's supposed to do, or that he's doing what he said he will do. You know what I'm saying? Like, just believe that. And you doing what you're supposed to do, consciously and freely and with faith. You know what I'm saying? Not because you can see it, because faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. So that means, like, you may not even be able to see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? But you got faith that is happening. You may not be able to see that person falling down on your face every night, but you got faith that's what's happening. That person may not present to you that they're this saint, but you got faith that they might be, you might be just getting the word through to them. It's not for our gratification to see people change and to see people come to God. It's solely for their relationship and their growth into a closer, more intimate relationship with God. And if we see that and we really feel that and we want that for people, then we won't sit around and just wait for them to appear the way we think they should appear to know that what we're doing is working. You know what I'm saying? So just be you and be great at what you do. Be the best. Do things as though you're doing it for God rather than for man. And then that way you would just be like, yo, I'm doing this for the Lord. Hey, he gonna touch whoever's meant, this word is meant to touch, is gonna touch. I don't need masses of people to tell me that I'm doing the right thing. I don't need masses of people coming to me and falling before me just so I can know that I'm doing the work of God, or just so I know that what I'm doing is working. Because if you're doing it for God rather than for man, then you know you're doing it from the goodness of your heart. You're doing it from a pure heart. You ain't doing it just because you want people to see you. You ain't doing it just because you want somebody to recognize you or you want that type of recognition. You're doing it just because God told you to do that. And that's just simple. And ain't nobody gonna change that for you. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's 2, 5, 10, 20, 20,000, just do it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes these people out here, there's masses of people out here following the wrong person, all because they look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? All because they, carry themselves a certain way. But one thing I know about the devil, he ain't gonna come to you looking like no devil. He probably gonna come to you with a smile on your face telling he can help you. But we know it ain't no help in like telling you how he can help you deceitfully. You know what I'm saying? Just like he told Eve in the garden. You know what I'm saying? I can help you. You know what I'm saying? But it was a bunch of deceit behind it. And I'm 100% sure he ain't come to her looking like the vicious dragon. That's why he came to her as a snake, and then in the end he a dragon. You know what I'm saying? Because, and he didn't come to her out of place. So he came to her in a garden, which is kind of like, okay, yeah, snake in the garden, yeah, that's possible. But if he would have came to her as a dragon in the garden, then now she like, I don't know if I should listen to this, or I don't know, she'll have more of a alarm up. But he came to her as a snake in the environment that a snake's supposed to be in the garden. So you just gotta be you gotta be aware of this stuff, man, out here in this world, man. It's easy to get, led astray because of something, the appearance of something, or what something might look like. And yeah, that's about it. So do the work of the Lord just because he told you to do it, not because you getting recognition from man. That's all. Peace.